Stitch Cuties, welcome to the video tutorial for making this super cute little pincushion. This is your welcome gift when you join the Hop To It block of the month, and this video tutorial is for the embroidery machine version. So what you'll do, you'll have the contents of your kit. You can see off to the side, I have my prefused laser cut applique pieces. What I've done is read my pattern and I've organized them in order of appearance in the pattern. So I have three nice little piles. Then I have my fabric that's included. What I'm gonna work with first is the cayenne and green dotted piece of fabric. This is the back of our pincushion. I'm gonna set it aside, so we don't need it just yet. You have a full-size placement guide and your pieces reversed. If you ever wanted to trace it and make it again, you could. So you can use this to organize your pieces and identify and number your pieces. And then off to the side, what I like to do is organize my threads as well in order of appearance. So if you don't have the Hop To It thread kit, you can order the 40 weight rayon Hop To It thread kit and you'll have all the colors you need. These are the colors we're using on this particular block. There are 12 colors in the thread kit. It's a super cute little thread kit. So with that being said, we are going to load our embroidery file. This is my pattern I was editing, so whoop, you don't see that. We are going to load our white thread on our machine. And we're gonna load our embroidery file, and then we are going to get started following our steps step by step to create this cute little project. So the first thing that stitches in our machine is a square right in the center. Now I do wanna mention I am using an 8-inch hoop for this pin cushion. You can use a 8-inch hoop for this. However, reminder for your block of the month, you need to have an 8x12 hoop. So make sure you have an 8x12 hoop as well. And you are just gonna take your super cute dotted fabric and simply place it right on there. And you just wanna make sure it's covering all 4 of those stitched lines. And you can do just a little bit of tape to hold your fabric in place. And again, we're gonna continue with the white thread on our machine. And the machine next is going to stitch that 5.5-inch outline. It's gonna give us our first round of applique outlines as well. Okay, so we have our first round of applique outlines. What I'm gonna do first is remove my tape because I don't wanna accidentally iron the tape with my iron and get a little sticky mess. That wouldn't be good. So I'm just gonna set that aside. Now we're gonna go in numerical order. First up, we have piece number 1. And this is step 6 of your pattern, by the way. So we're gonna put this in place. Press it down. Now piece number 2, that's his little right arm. There we go. Now we have piece number 5, which is his left ear. There we go. And line it right up. All of your pieces are a perfect fit, but you do want to make sure you're accurate when you're ironing in place. That will ensure your stitches look nice and accurate as well. There we go. Number 6 is this top ear. There we go. So easy, isn't it? I love having everything already cut out for me. Now we are on piece number 15, which is this little bitty green right there. So just peel your paper backing off, put that right in place. And then our next number is 16. So we have our flower just above, like so. There we go. And now we will iron 18, which is our leaf over here. So grab that, put that right in place. And now 19 is this long stem right here. So just get it in place from top to bottom. And then the final piece on this step is this super cute piece number 21. This really fun cayenne plaid fabric. It's a cayenne red. I love it. I've had so much fun calling the reds cayenne lately. And just make sure you have it lined up. I want to make sure I have that straight. There we go. Perfect. And now we'll continue with the white thread, and our machine is going to give us our next round of applique outlines. Okay, so now we have our next round of applique outlines. We're now on step 8. So we're going to start with piece number 3, which is the bulk of his body down here. There we go. Put that right in place. Then we're going to do the inside of his ear. This is a really sweet coral pink. There we go. And the top will be even with the top of his ear. There we go. Now his little face, so cute. Or her little face. It might be a girl, I don't know. Haven't thought about it too much. It's a cute little bunny. So there we go. Cute. Make sure it's nice and even everywhere. You don't want to be too much to one side. So do pay attention. That looks perfect. And then just iron across. There we go. Now we are on the little small pieces over here. So we are going to do number 17. This is a coral center of a flower. Right here. And because these pieces are so small, I'm going to go on and put the other 2 pieces in place. You can do it one at a time, or you can be brave and lay a couple down at one time. And again, that edge is going to be perfectly flat right there. And then we have piece number 23, another cayenne plaid flower, just like so. Now, give this a press. There we go. So now we'll continue on to the next step, which is step 9, and your machine is going to do the last round of applique outlines for you. Okay, so this is the last round of applique outlines. So we're on step 10 in terms of what we're going to iron on. So we'll start with piece number 4, his cute little gingham belly down here. Is that not the cutest? Now his nose will go right into place. There we go. Oh my gosh, so cute. Now, it's really important on these next few pieces that you go in order because there's over and underlap. So we have piece number 10, which is this leaf right here. And then we have 11, which is our leaf right over here. There we go. I'm gonna give those a press. Now these 3 flower centers right here for 12, 13, and 14, they're not quite perfect circles. So if you need to use your placement guide to kind of spin them until you have them the perfect direction, feel free to do so. But just make sure your lines are lining up everywhere. I'm gonna peek my head in. There we go. Now, we have number 13, which is this solid flower on the left. There we go. And now number 14, the big one at the top. There we go. I'm sorry for my head coming in. I just want to make sure that I have this in the right spot. And now we have, again, another little flower right over here. There we go. And once it's in the perfect spot, give it a press. Now, our last 2 pieces that go on, we have our left border. And we applique this instead of piecing because it's just so easy, right, in the machine? So, there we go. That's perfect. And then, across the bottom, we have our other border. There we go. So now, give these a nice press. So now for the remaining steps, or for the next few steps, I should say, for steps 11 through 16, you don't need to take your hoop on and off. I'm going to simply so I can discuss with you what thread color changes we're doing. So for you, just keep your hoop on and go through your color changes. So first up, we are going to load the 1056 medium tawny tan so all of our cute little bunny can be stitched. Alrighty, let's take a look at all of our stitching. It looks so good. Now we are going to change our thread color to 1019, so we're on step 12, and then all of the little coral pieces will be stitched. Alrighty, take a look at all of your coral pieces stitched in the peach, and you have your little embellishment line on the inside of your flower. So cute. Now we are going to load 1177 avocado, and your machine is going to stitch both leaves up here, and then of course your stems and leaves down here. Okay, take a look at your leaves and your stems, looking good. Now it is time to load the 1039 True Red. We're now on step 14, by the way, if you're following along in the pattern, which hopefully you are. And so all of our little cayenne flowers, the little reds, are all going to be stitched, and then you'll have some accent lines in there as well. Okay, look at your cute flowers and their little accent lines. Oh my gosh, adorable. So now we are going to load the 1307 Petal Pink, and the borders are going to be buttonhole stitched for you on this step. Okay, take a look at those borders. Looking so good. So you might be saying, oh my gosh, everything's stitched. No, not yet. You have to put on the black because your little bunny needs her eyeballs. Okay, your bunny looks so cute. Oh my goodness, everything is stitched. So now we're just gonna do the little finishing step. So we're gonna load a white on our machine again, and then that other piece of fabric that came in our kit, this super cute little tea rose floral print, you are going to flip it where it is right sides together, and you're gonna put it right in place, covering everything. So when you put this in place, you just wanna make sure that it's covering this outer line, right? So with the white thread, what's gonna stitch is actually our 5-inch seam allowance, and we're gonna leave an opening down here so we can turn this inside out. So our next step will be trimming. So go on and again, load your white thread, and let's stitch out the last step of our embroidery file. Okay, you're all done. I know you can't see all of your cute stitching, but what we're gonna do now is take this out of the hoop, and I'm gonna show you how to trim. So as your pattern states, you will trim 1/4 inch away from this stitch line that's on the top, because that's your 5-inch line, your seam. However, what's easier, just flip this over to the back, and this original outer line that we stitched is your 5.5 inches. You can see within that is your 5-inch that just stitched, right? So what we're gonna do is trim the 5.5 inch line. So it's easy to line up. You can put your 1/4 inch seam on the inside mark, and then that will be your 1/4 inch right there. So let's get to trimming. There we go. And then we'll do a turn. So again, we're trimming this to a 5.5 inch size. And when it's finished, it will be 5 inches. And then one more little trim line. And then what we're gonna do, you will want to remove your stabilizer. So you don't want a crunchy pin cushion. But in this tutorial, I'm not gonna remove my stabilizer because that's not very fun to watch. But all you have to do is take it out. You can use the tip of your scissors or a pin and just score it a little bit, and then get your nail in there and start tearing, right? So it's very easy to remove your stabilizer. So with that being said, pretend you've removed yours, and then you're gonna flip it. I did reinforce the stitching right here in this opening, and to me, anytime I'm turning something right side out, I feel like I'm being so mean to my project, but it's gonna survive. It's gonna be just fine. Oh my goodness, look at her, she's coming out. So cute. And then the tool that I like to use to get my corners nice and turned is this 4-in-1 Essentials tool, which I'll show you in just one moment. I kind of do everything with my fingers first. And then, oh my gosh, how cute is she? And remember, I still have my stabilizer in mind. So if you hear it crinkling, yours is not gonna crinkle because you've removed your stabilizer, right? So this little tool, it's by Alex Anderson, 4-in-1 tool. I like to just use this little corner, get in there good for my points, and then all along the edge, and then my points again. Now, what do you want to stuff this with? So what mom usually does, Julie, she likes to use, if you buy like a cheap pillow at like Walmart or Target or Amazon or wherever, that usually ends up being the cheapest stuffing versus buying like a bag of proper stuffing. So you can stuff it with lizard litter, which is like a little almond walnut grit. And then at the very bottom, put a little bit of that batting, and that will keep that from falling out when you whip stitch. Or you can use wool roving. So there's a variety of options, whatever you prefer when you are stuffing your pin cushions. It's totally fine. So now I'm gonna put my Steady Betty back up here because I wanna do one little press. And before I stuff it, I would press as well to make sure your seams are nice. So let's just do that. Oh my gosh, how cute. And then you're just gonna wanna fold that in as well, your 1/4 inch seam. And let's give that a nice press right here. And you'll simply whip stitch it closed. There we go. And the color that we use on this tea rose is 1307, just in case you want to make it match, or you could use whatever you'd like. So there we go. This is completed in your embroidery machine. So cute. And when it's all done, you'll have it all stuffed, and it'll be adorable to use throughout your Hop To It Block of the Month project. Happy stitching!